10 most risky cities for tourists. Visiting exotic destinations around the globe may be a dream come true. The allure of beautiful landscapes, foreign delicacies, and other attractions may be irresistible. However, consider some unique risks you may be exposed to in a foreign land before planning a visit. According to the 2024 edition of Forbes Advisor, most tourist attractions are rife with health risks, natural disasters, and personal security challenges you should consider when planning your trip. Although the cities are rich in history and culture, understanding the potential hazards of visiting them allows you to make informed decisions. Here are 10 of the most risky cities for tourists compared across key metrics such as personal safety, crime, infrastructure, digital security, health, and natural disasters. 10. Quito, Ecuador. Quito is an Ecuadorian city with a rich cultural heritage and breathtaking scenery, a center of attraction for fun-loving adventurers. However, tourists should be cautious when visiting this city. Pickpocketing and petty theft are prevalent in Quito, particularly in public transport and Old Town, one of the city's tourist hotspots. Although violent crimes are less common, exercise caution when exploring the city. The city's limited high-quality medical services is a safety threat to residents and visitors, as they are more prone to waterborne diseases and other illnesses that may jeopardize their health. Visitors are advised to prioritize their safety by avoiding unhygienic food stalls. Protests or scams are not uncommon, and these may disrupt your travel plans. Avoid large gatherings during social or political unrest, and remain informed through local news to identify dangerous areas. 9. Mexico City, Mexico. Mexico City is one of the world's largest and most vibrant cities, but it is also one of the most dangerous for tourists. It has a high crime rate with predominant incidents of physical attack, theft, and drug-related violence, which may negatively impact visitors' sense of security. Tourists are often targeted by fraudsters and petty criminals, especially in busy areas. The city is also prone to natural catastrophes, such as earthquakes, and political instability. Corruption can also pose serious risks to visitors. Mexico's rapid growth has taken its toll on its infrastructure and public transportation, a growing challenge that may affect tourists' perception of the city and its safety. Mexico City ranks among the world's riskiest cities for tourists based on multiple safety indicators. 8. Cairo, Egypt. Cairo is Egypt's capital, a historical city with tons of attractions. Nevertheless, its risk score of 83.44% indicates that it's a risky tourist destination. Pickpocketing is rampant in tourist-heavy areas, which may cost visitors their hard-earned money. Occasional terrorist attacks and political instability increase the city's security risk, while its overpopulation may trigger a wide range of health issues such as poor air quality. Unfortunately, the city's inadequate healthcare can't tackle this challenge, thereby posing health risks to tourists. Other factors such as sexual assault, a high risk of harassment, terrorism threats, violent crime, and dangerous traffic also pose security risks in less tourist-friendly areas. 7. Bogotá, Colombia. Colombia's capital, Bogotá, has a risk score of 86.7 over 100 as one of the world's most dangerous cities for tourists. Despite a vibrant culture and beautiful landscapes, the city's security situation is worrisome. Street crimes, such as armed robberies and muggings, are common and may cost tourists their money and lives. Extortion and kidnapping are prevalent in remote areas where tourists tend to visit for a taste of nature. Political unrest and drug-related violence highlight the gravity of the city's security risks. This underscores why potential tourists should carefully weigh the pros and cons of visiting the city. Bogotá is a mountainous city, and its difficult terrain contributes to its limited public transportation and traffic jams, which makes touring the city both challenging and risky. Violence, crime, and drug-related issues are also security concerns for residents, and tourists should take extra precautions to stay alive. 6. Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka is the sixth most risky city for tourists due to its high crime levels, including street crime and gang violence, which may create safety concerns for tourists. Overcrowding is one of the city's major struggles that may lead to environmental issues, including susceptibility to flooding and air pollution. Without adequate infrastructure to cater to its growing population, tourists may struggle with pollution, poor public health conditions, and traffic congestion. Political unrest is also prevalent in the city and, if not properly and timely managed, can trigger violent demonstrations and unrest. These challenges can endanger tourists' lives, making Dhaka one of the most risky cities for tourists as indicated by its risk score of 89.5 out of 100. 5. Manila, Philippines. Manila's risk score of 91.49 over 100 earns it the fifth spot on the list of the most risky cities for tourists. The Philippines' capital is a vibrant city with numerous attractions, although its security challenges make it a risky tourist destination. Manila, despite its vibrant culture and attractions, struggles with drug-related violence, theft, scams, and high crime rates. It's also a hotspot for earthquakes, typhoons, and other natural disasters. A densely populated city, Manila struggles with inadequate emergency services and limited healthcare facilities, which may complicate issues during health emergencies. The southern region is prone to terrorism and violent crime. Tourists are advised to exercise caution if visiting. Political instability, drug-related violence, natural disasters such as floods and corruption also increase its security risk. 4. Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos is Nigeria's major economic hub and its former seat of power. The prevalent crimes, including kidnapping, armed robbery, pickpocketing, and scams, pose a danger to tourists. The overpopulated city also struggles with traffic congestion, poor infrastructure, and inadequate healthcare facilities to cater to the needs of its growing population, further posing a big threat to tourists' safety. Outbreaks of violence in some parts of the country and political instability may increase the risk of touring one of the world's most risky cities for tourists. Compared to other cities on this list, Lagos had the second highest health security risk, the highest infrastructure security risk, and the second highest personal safety risk, giving it a risk score of 91.54 over 100. 3. Yangon, Myanmar. Yangon, Myanmar comes third on this list as civil unrest, military conflict, and human rights issues threaten visitors' security. Since its 2021 military coup triggered a civil war, the city has remained relatively unsafe for tourists with its barrage of violent crackdowns, widespread civil unrest, breakdown in public order, and other challenges that justify its 91.67 over 100 rating as one of the most risky cities for tourists. The city's high rate of personal risks such as violence, crime, natural disasters, and terrorist threats make it the country with the third highest personal security risk. A warning to tourists to be safety conscious. Tourists may also deal with violent protests, arbitrary detention, communication challenges, and limited access to healthcare, some of the major challenges that may endanger their lives. 2. Karachi, Pakistan. Karachi is Pakistan's largest city. However, the bustling metropolis struggles with poor air quality, poor sanitation, and limited healthcare facilities. Political unrest and terrorism heighten personal risks in the city, while natural disasters such as extreme heat and earthquakes contribute to its rating as the second most risky city for tourists. Assassinations are also common in the city, in addition to gang warfare and suicide bombings, which make Karachi one of the world's centres of violence, calling for extra caution for tourists. Besides, protests, strikes, and civil unrest are common. contributing to the city's 93.12 over 100 rating. If you're operating in the digital space, the city is rated the fourth among the world's highest digital security risks, where citizens are vulnerable to identity theft, privacy violations, and cyber attacks. The volatile city remains a security risk for tourists. 1. Caracas, Venezuela. The Venezuelan city of Caracas tops the list of the world's most risky cities for tourists as reflected by its 100 out of 100 score. The city has one of the world's highest corruption, violent crime rates, and civil unrest, which are responsible for its high rating. Caracas is the primary target for robbery, organised crime, violent demonstrations, and homicide. Kidnapping is also rampant, and people leaving hotels are the primary target. Tourists are usually the primary target of theft or robbery, which may jeopardise their health and life. Visitors are also vulnerable to its barrage of armed group threats, high crime, violence, economic vulnerabilities, and natural disasters, while holding the undistinguished honour of the world's most dangerous city with the highest murder rates. Travelling to new places can be thrilling, but safety should be a priority. Understanding risks can help you make decisions. Please let us have your insightful comments on this matter. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.